Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome everybody to our Facebook Live for Saturday, April 4th. This is Amy Hudson with you today. Let me know if you are here. Check in by commenting, letting me know you can hear me. Want to see who is here. If you are a client, if you are a trainer, if you are a studio owner, would love for you to check in. This is a time for you to connect with us as a brand and for us to spend some time together in community. So let me see that you're here. Give us a comment, give us a wave. And as people jump on today, I am going to go ahead and introduce myself. So my name is Amy Hudson. I am the owner of 2 exercise locations in Minneapolis, St. Paul, up in Minnesota. I have worked alongside Brian and Jerry Ann for about 11 years. I actually started off as an exercise coach client 11 years ago. My husband and I knew Brian and Jerry Ann, and Brian had invited us to try the workout at one of his locations. So he invited us in, and I heard that the workout was 20 minutes. And at the time, I was a mother of 2, so we have 3 daughters and total. And at the time, I was a mom of 2 young girls, and I was trying to maintain my fitness levels just by long runs. That's what I knew to do to keep up my fitness, is long runs outside, 45 minutes, 4 to 5 days a week, showering later, taking up lots and lots of my time, just trying not to decline in my fitness levels. And so when I heard there was a workout that was 20 minutes long, I looked at my husband and I said, if there is something out there that will do the job in 20 minutes that I'm trying to accomplish in 5 hours a week, sign me up, because that sounds like too good to be true. It sounded too good to be true, but I signed up as a client, and 6 months in, I found myself to be stronger, leaner, and healthier than I'd ever been before. And the more I learned about right intensity exercise, the more I realized that this is a game changer for people's health. This is something that can change the trajectory of people's futures. And I became passionate about the way it can change people's lives. And so when my husband and I decided to move our family up to the Minneapolis-St. Paul area about 5 years ago, I looked at my husband and I said, I can't live without the exercise coach. You've got to open one. And so we opened our first location in Eden Prairie. And then we just opened our second location in Minnetonka last October. So really passionate about what we do here at the Exercise Coach. Love the brand. It's, I'm living proof that it works. And so that's my story. You may also recognize me from, I am part of the content curation for the brand. So you might recognize me from just producing content for you, like the recipe of the week, the client testimonials. I helped Jerry Ann Sagan. We worked together to in our National Metabolic Comeback group, supporting clients across the nation who are taking on the Metabolic Comeback Challenge. Love you guys. I think it's awesome to work with you and to support you in your nutritional efforts, eating healthy to support the exercise that you're doing. So welcome to everybody who's coming on. Thank you for hopping in and commenting. Let me know if you're, like I said, let me know where you're from. Let me know if you're a coach. Let me know if you're a client. Let me know if you're a studio owner. Today's live is meant to be extremely interactive. A part of the reason we are going live with you is to create a sense of community, to let you know we are here, to let you know we want to support you through this difficult time. We're all in this together, and so we want to create these live events to just let for you to interact with us and for us to be able to interact with you. As we talk about the wellness tips, which is our subject for today, I want you to chime in. So I'm going to be asking you to comment with your ideas, and the more you can share your ideas and what works well for you, the more we can benefit and learn from one another today. So please share your comments, share your ideas as we go through each wellness tip. I'd love to hear what you're doing and what works well for you so we can all benefit from today's time together. Okay, so let's hop in. So we're going to talk today about wellness tips for life at home. And the first thing I want to do is just acknowledge, let's all acknowledge that wellness is going to look a little differently now than it has in the past. You know, this isn't our regularly scheduled program, and so we're just going to have to start off by acknowledging that in the midst of kind of an uncertain time, our wellness is going to look different, but the truth is that now is the time to truly double down on our wellness efforts. It's not the time to kind of get lax and to let things go. It is a time to double down on being well and focusing on feeling our best and staying healthy. What I'm going to share with you guys today is they are a few of the most important research-based tips for your total wellness. I'm going to share some examples of how I'm implementing them in my own life and what it may look like for you. This is a general overview of the big buckets to focus on, and keep in mind that there are a variety of behaviors that will contribute to overall wellness that maybe I won't spell out today, but we would love to hear from you what you are finding helpful as we mention the various tips. So again, feel free to jump in with your comments. Okay. All right. So the first area of total wellness that is key for us to be focusing on is nutrition. I know there is a lot about the situation right now that we can't control, but the food we eat is one over which we do have a good amount of control. And the food we eat carries a tremendous weight on keeping us healthy on a hormonal, physiological, and even emotional level. One of the easiest things for us to do during times of high stress is to overconsume sugar, flour, grains, alcohol, and we're going to talk about stress management tips in a little bit, but for now let's just emphasize the fact that turning to those foods is the worst thing that we could do for our health right now. The tip is I want you to focus on whole food nutrition. When you're designing your meals, when you're cooking, we have a little bit more time to work on cooking, looking up recipes and preparing food right now as we're stuck at home. When you're designing your meals, I want you to think about including high quality protein, healthy fats, greens, fiber. Choosing to eat this way not only is going to keep your gut healthy, which will contribute to a stronger immune system for you, it's also going to lead to decreased inflammation in the body, which sets your body up so much better to avoid some of the biggest health troublemakers. If you're an exercise coach client, you've heard us talk about the guide we've developed in order for you to help you learn how to eat healthy and implement nutritional practices that will help you tackle the biggest health troublemakers out there. The 3 health troublemakers that we all face are high blood sugar, systemic inflammation, and poor digestive health. A lot of you have read our nutrition playbook, and a lot of you have participated in our metabolic comeback program. I want you to give me a heart or a thumbs up in the comments if you have participated in and experienced a metabolic comeback program with us, and then share what it's meant to you. Okay, so comment with your experiences doing our metabolic comeback challenge, combining whole effort eating and whole effort exercise. If you haven't yet read our nutrition playbook, now is a great time to learn about nutrition, to set yourself up for a lifetime of healthy habits. We actually have a national Facebook group for our clients dedicated to anyone who is an exercise coach client combining their exercise with nutrition, whole food nutrition. That is something you can access as a client by emailing your local studio. We invite you into the group so we can support you there with healthy eating tips, encouragement, recipes, and social reinforcement from our community. We also have Pinterest boards full of healthy recipes for you to try. Comment if you have used our Pinterest boards before. Again, I'm going to challenge you. What better time than when all of your other activities are canceled for you to learn how to cook and prepare some new recipes that will really help your body to stay healthy. Finally, we've created a guide for you. It's a downloadable PDF called What Should Be on My Plate. And we're going to link that here in the comments right now. It's a downloadable guide, but filling your plate with those kinds of foods will give your body the nutrients to set your body up for improved functionality, energy, and immunity. Oftentimes we share from Dr. Hyman, well-known doctor, and he likes to say, food is medicine. That is true. Think of the food you're eating as preventative medicine right now. Okay, it's time for you to check in. I want you to tell me in the comments about some of the healthy meals you've been preparing at home. Okay, tell me about something healthy you ate this week and prepared. As you're doing that, I'll share that at my house, what we do is we start each day with a Coach Fuel smoothie, similar to the one that Jerry Ann demonstrated for us a couple Saturdays ago. So we start the day with a smoothie. I usually make a big salad for lunch filled with some healthy proteins, some high quality proteins in there. And then I normally choose a recipe from our Pinterest boards to prepare for dinner. I live off of that Pinterest board. Utilize it. It's going to give you so many great ideas for healthy eating and recipes for you to try. Can't wait to kind of read through some of your ideas later. All right. So next big tip, here's a hint for you, is water consumption. So I want you to think about all of the beverages that you consume in a day. And my question for you is, how many of those are glasses of water? Your cells need water to be able to function. One thing we know is water is key for our mental focus, our energy, our digestion, regularity, and even metabolism. So instead of reaching for a sugary beverage, which can increase your anxiety, make you jittery, spike your blood sugar, I want you to focus on drinking as much water as you can and just notice how good you feel. Some of us carry water bottles around with us all day, but before you pour your next cup of coffee or a non-water beverage, I'm going to challenge you to drink a full glass of water. You may have heard some rumors circulating about water being something that helps to prevent you from contracting COVID-19. That isn't true, so it's simply just not true. For starters, your body does need water to function, and increasing your water intake can help your body process more efficiently, which is important for your immune system. But drinking water alone doesn't necessarily in and of itself prevent COVID-19. But drinking water also can improve your cognitive function, which can make you more aware of your behavior, potentially leading you to safer and healthier decisions. So we'll give water that. And lastly, and most obviously, water will make you use the restroom more often. And so assuming you are abiding by our socially accepted hygiene protocols, washing your hands, as you've heard a million times, that is important for preventing COVID-19. So all of those points are helpful to reiterate. One final thing that you may have heard, it's out there that we want to speak to, is just the idea of gargling water with salt. And that people are saying that you can stop a virus from reaching your lungs by doing that. That is also not true. There's nothing out there to prove that. Gargling water, warm water with salt, is a great remedy for a sore throat, but drinking warm tea is as well. But again, there's nothing to prove that a gargle of warm water and salt is going to prevent anything from hitting your lungs. So we just want to reinforce that for you. Okay, so it's time for you to chime in for me. Do you feel that you are getting enough water? I want to hear what you have to say. How do you make sure that you are drinking enough water? Okay. See what you have to say here. Thank you so much for participating. As you're answering that and interacting with one another, I know that my family will tell you that I am guilty of leaving glasses all over the house. I leave my empty drinking water glasses all over the place wherever I last was because I'm constantly drinking water. But at least I know after seeing all those glasses all over my home that I have, you know, been drinking enough water for the day. One thing I learned is that the minimum is drink at least half of your body weight in ounces of water a day. Okay, so that is a huge one to focus on. Let's hop into the next tip. Okay, the next tip, this is again common sense, but it's hugely important, is sleep. I want you to start by giving me a yes or a no in the comments. Do you feel like you are getting enough sleep each night? Just start by giving me a yes or a no in the comments. The importance of sleep in relation to maintaining a healthy immune system, it just can't be overstated. In fact, I've heard that sleep is almost on par with, or just as on par with, exercise and nutrition when it comes to your overall health. So why put all this effort into, you know, your nutrition and exercise without the sleep component? According to the Division of Sleep Medicine at Harvard Medical School, in the short term, a lack of adequate sleep, they say, can affect your judgment. It can affect your mood. It'll affect your ability to learn and retain information and may increase the risk of serious accidents and injury. And in the long term, chronic sleep deprivation can lead to a host of health problems, including obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and even mortality. Again, those ring a bell to me being risk factors for what's going on right now. We need our sleep in order to stay healthy and prevent ourselves from getting in that situation. A great tip I heard for you about kind of winding down for the day. Sometimes falling asleep is the issue. It's not necessarily once we are asleep. But I heard a great tip from Brendon Burchard, who is a high performance coach and author, and it is to follow the 3-2-1 method. So here's the method. 3 hours before bed, no more food. So you plan your last meal to be done eating and drinking 3 hours before you plan to go to bed. Your digestion and alcohol consumption can mess with your sleep. And so giving your body time to process the food you've eaten 3 hours before you plan to go to sleep will help you when you're trying to go to bed. So 3 hours, no more food. 2 hours before bed, no more work. So I don't know if you are guilty like me of working at all hours of the day. If you are, give me an emoji there. But you can really help your brain to mentally wind down by not asking it to focus on work-related, just production of things, problem solving, etc., right before bed. And then 1 hour before bed. So again, 3 hours before bed, no more food. 2 hours before bed, no more work. 1 hour before bed is no more screens. No more screens. So we've all heard the research that shows the effect of blue light on our ability to fall asleep. We are aware, you've probably heard about the blue light that comes out of our TVs, our devices, can cause our brain to get a flood of dopamine and adrenaline that prevents us from being able to effectively wind down. We're too stimulated with it. And so commit to no screens 1 hour before bed. Okay. So how can you use that last hour before falling asleep? Well, a great way is to journal, to read a book, to take a bath, some relaxing deep breaths maybe, just to set your body up for a good night's rest. How much sleep should we get? We should probably focus on getting a minimum of 7 hours of sleep, but 8 or 9 naturally is going to be even better. But protect your sleep. Do whatever it takes for you to get enough sleep. All right, so I'm going to tell you now, or I'm going to ask you to chime in. I want you to tell me, what are your secrets to getting enough sleep? And if you don't get enough sleep, which tip mentioned might you try? All right, so give me Give me some answers there. Thank you so much for all of your positivity, you guys. I love being here with you today. It is so awesome to just feel like we are able to interact. We miss you so much. I just figured I'd say that right now. All right, we're going to move into a few more tips under a bucket that is going to impact everybody. The bucket is stress management. Effective stress management is crucial to our health, okay? Raise your hand if stress management tools are something you felt like you've needed in the last couple weeks. I will raise my hand high on that one. You probably know that emotional health does play a crucial role in our wellness. And in times like this, we're all going to experience new stressors that can take a number on us and take a toll on our physical health as well as our emotional health. It's bad enough that over half of Americans already report, this was before all of this happened, report feeling chronic stress and overwhelm. Over 50% of us report that. And then in an unknown world situation, stress can just so easily creep into our mental cycles, and then soon we're caught in a downward spiral of all kinds of negative emotions. I don't know about you, but kind of one moment to the next, I feel different. I feel different each day. I have kind of a roller coaster ride sometimes. If that's you also, let me know. Let me know. So stress is tricky because it can really be a double-edged sword. It affects our emotional health and our physical health. And we know that none of us can get away from stress, and everyone does have that battle to fight. We are all in this together, as the saying goes. So we can cope with stress in a variety of ways, and some are helpful, and then some can be harmful. I know in the past I've dealt with stress in negative ways, such as withdrawing, bottling up my feelings, turning to comfort foods or alcohol, or even I've caught myself with a clenched jaw or indigestion when I've been holding stress inside. But let's talk through some positive ways to deal with stress as we go through the rest of our tips to maintaining wellness. One powerful tool is breathing. Now, breathing has been shown to reduce stress very quickly. It's been shown to help with sleep. It's been shown to help us mentally return to that present moment when our minds tend to focus on the future and get caught up in anxiety about the future. When you feel like you're getting that overwhelm, that feeling of overwhelm, simply stopping to breathe in and out deeply and slowly at least 4 times in a row can really help. Brian is actually going to be sharing more about this in one of our upcoming Facebook Lives. He's going to demonstrate techniques to breathe for stress relief. I actually have an Apple Watch as well. Here's another tip for you. My Apple Watch reminds me to breathe at regular intervals. And so following the help of your good old friend, your Apple Watch, can help you slow down and take a deep breath. Or you can use a physical reminder. You can teach yourself the cue of, let's say every time I walk into my kitchen, I'm going to take 4 deep breaths. The fact that I walked into my kitchen is my cue for reminding myself that it's time to breathe, or whatever trigger it may be. Every time I get into my car, every time I walk into my bedroom, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take those 4 deep breaths. It can be really powerful if you've never tried it intentionally. Give me a little comment if you've tried breathing, or if you've noticed intentional breathing helps you unwind and helps you de-stress. All right, next tip under the bucket of stress management and overall wellness, of course, is exercise. So we are the exercise coach. You know this is one of our favorites. But why do we love this? Because exercise has been proven to elevate our mood, by releasing chemicals to our brain to enhance our sense of well-being. We also know that exercise increases blood flow. It helps us to stay connected to our body and to the present moment. It helps to take our minds off of our worries and a whole host of other benefits. When anxiety builds up, sometimes we feel a rush of adrenaline, which is our body's fight or flight response. Comment if you felt that before. So engaging our body at that time in moderate to challenging activity can help trick our brain into thinking that we've successfully run away from the danger or the threat it is perceiving. I cannot overstate the importance of doing all you can to move your body and keep your muscles strong during this time. If you're an exercise coach client, we've created a great at-home workout for you. Give me a comment if you've tried the at-home workout. It's a great one. And the workout is designed to be a full body strength workout guided by an exercise coach. Think of it as a one-on-one personal training session just for you. And in that at-home workout, there are adaptations for you based on your fitness level and your limitations. Another thing I want to challenge you to is just keep moving right now. Get outside once a day or as often as is possible for a walk or a hike or even a bike ride is awesome. Being in nature will help you to keep things in perspective and just de-stress. Breathing that fresh air, oh my goodness, it helps so much. That fresh air is also great for your emotional health as well. Thank you for sharing some of your awesome ideas. I love this. I love seeing your comments here. All right, so comment right now. It's time for you to chime in. If you've done the at-home workout, I know my team has all done it, so you better, guys, share it. My coaches, I've done it, and what you thought of it. So let me know what you've thought of the at-home workout, and also share here if you've gotten outside and what you've done outside, where you've gone, because that's going to be helpful. All right. All right, next big tip. This is powerful. The next big tip is to practice gratitude and cultivate joy. So again, all of the tips we're sharing today are research-based. A doctor would tell you all of the same things. My challenge to you as you think about each one is, are you doing it? Okay? So studies have shown that those who report the most happiness are those who maintain a posture of gratitude. Simply put, when you make a habit of looking for the things in your day to be grateful for, you will become more aware of those little things that do bring you joy throughout every day. In other words, if you write down or speak out what brought you joy on a daily basis, your brain begins to look for those things every day. And one thing I recently learned is we don't simply just receive joy from external stimulus. Joy doesn't just come to us from our experiences and from the outside world. We can actually cultivate it inside. We can cultivate joy. So one tip is to cultivate joy in your life by deciding one thing each day that you are going to plan to do that you know will bring you joy. This could be a phone call you plan to make to encourage someone else. This could be a walk you plan to take to a beautiful place, or even a surprise or even a prank you plan to play on someone you love. Oh my gosh, isn't that fun? That brings you so much joy, at least for me. So expressing love and appreciation freely and often to those around you is so, so healthy. The more you look for ways to thank and appreciate others for being in your life and find ways to help others, the more joyful you will become. I want you to comment with me for those watching. Do you have a gratitude practice? What is your favorite way to express gratitude to those in your life? Let me know what you do for this area. For me, I have a daily gratitude practice. Every morning when I wake up, one of the first things I do is I write down 5 things that I am grateful for that brought me joy from the day before. I try not to repeat things. They can be little things, such as like a gorgeous sunrise that I saw, a sweet comment my child made, a beautiful meal I prepared, or a phone call I had with a friend. I write down 5 things every day that I'm thankful for. Another thing I did recently is my daughters and I just chose to play a prank on my husband. So we decided, you know, it would be fun. We should like scare daddy. And so we printed off, I don't, maybe you'll judge me, but zombie faces from the internet, and we hid them in the microwave and in the refrigerator. And when he opened them next, he got a zombie face. And so, you know what? That brought me so much joy just to see him surprised by our prank. And you know what? It made me happy. It made me happy. Anyway, finding joy and cultivating a spirit of gratitude is not, I want to make a point, it is not placing our fingers in our ear and tuning out or ignoring what is not right in the world. Instead, it is training our brain to pivot from thinking about the negative things and the scary, fearful things. Pivot into thinking and focusing on something positive. It's a powerful tool in psychology that truly does work to help improve our mental state and care for our mental state. All right, good comments, you guys. Great comments. All right, my last big bucket tip for you, and like I said at the beginning, if you have other behaviors that you do, please share them so we can all benefit. There's no way I'll be able to mention every possible thing today, but part of the benefit here is you sharing your ideas with all of the rest of us. Okay, our last tip is connection. Connection. It is something we have to focus on. So we are all participating in an extended time of social distancing, and easily that can lead us to isolation. But with a little intentionality in this area, I believe we can actually become more connected with those we care about. So my tip is find as many creative ways to stay connected to others as you can during this time. One key here is not only to like make small talk with people and just simply visit with them while you're connecting with them, but to make it a practice of regular just self-disclosure, sharing your feelings with others who can help you. Some of us have a tendency to kind of get stuck in our own heads, and verbalizing your emotions to somebody else who cares about you can have a tremendous healing effect. Not only that, but you have an opportunity during this time to increase your own sense of meaning and joy by being there for others in your life during this time. So some examples of how we are doing this. My family and I have weekly video chats on Zoom with my extended family, so we can all see one another. We can check in and hear how our previous week went, share our points of gratitude and our worries even, and encourage one another. My mother-in-law lives alone, so my kids and I have connected with her on an app called Marco Polo, where we record little video greetings and messages to her, and we can send them back and forth. So we check in when we can, and then she can answer us back when she can. And I know she looks forward to seeing my kids' faces on that app every day. Finally, we can maintain a sense of connection to our wider community during this time by engaging in helpful acts of service to our fellow man. So we have the opportunity here locally to donate water bottles and food to our local hospitals. So my family is going to do that. We can donate blood. I've heard of sewing clubs that are making face masks. We can contribute to food shelters. All kinds of things we can do to make a difference. And doing those things does make us feel more connected to our fellow man during this time. And it makes us happier to do it at the same time. Part of the reason why we host these lives is to connect with you, is to hang out with you. We don't want you to feel alone during this time. We want you to know that we care about you and that we are here for you. We want to be able to share in this time together. So, what are you doing to stay connected? Share your thoughts in the comments. How do you stay connected? What are the best things that you've done that we can learn from you right now? Awesome. Well, I have loved hanging out with you today. Thank you so much for being here. I want to encourage you to stay connected with us. So next Tuesday night at 7 p.m., Brian Sagan will be back with us. No, I'm sorry, it will be Jerry Ann on with immune boosting ideas. So I want you to continue to focus on doing your part to stay safe, to stay well, and to stay healthy. We'll see you back on Tuesday at 7 p.m. with Jerry Ann for immune boosting. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today, and we look forward to connecting with you again soon. Bye.